Friends, I'll be sharing some old jokes with you. Nothing I am going to share is original. All these jokes are told, retold, and recycled many times over. And these jokes are strictly for adults. So, children, please keep away. If you like the jokes, please subscribe and share. So, today's joke goes like this. In a metro train, before the corona restrictions started, an old gentleman and his wife were occupying the seats reserved for senior citizens. All seats were occupied and people were standing. At the next station, some more people boarded. One young girl, some 21-year-old, approached the old gentleman and asked, "Uncle, can you please vacate this seat so that I can sit there?" The old man was angry. He protested, "But this is senior citizen seat. I'm a senior citizen and you are a young girl." The girl said, "Please, uncle, I know, but I'm pregnant." She touched her middle. "Oh," the gentleman said, "in that case." He vacated the seat. The girl sat there and said sweetly, "Thank you, uncle." The old lady, the gentleman's wife, sitting next, looked at the girl and asked, "You said you are pregnant. Which month?" "Oh, no, auntie. No month and week. It's only 2 hours." Hello, friends. Hope that you liked the last joke. Here is another one for you. Again, it is strictly for adults. So, children, please keep away. The joke goes like this. A newlywed couple was traveling in a coupe meant for 4 people. It was a long distance train. The third passenger was an Englishman, very smart and handsome. And the fourth berth was vacant. So, our man said to his wife in his local language, "Look at the Englishman. How tall, fair, and handsome is he. I wish we had a baby like him." So the wife asked him meaningfully, "Shall I try?" The husband agreed, and he went out saying in English, so that the Englishman understand, that he was going to the toilet. "I'll take at least half an hour," he added. So, the wife seduced the Englishman, so to say. The man came back from the toilet. He looked at his wife. She smiled and nodded her head. Good. But now he had a doubt. Suppose it didn't work the first time. All his sacrifice will go waste. So, to give one more chance to his wife, he announced that he was going to the toilet again. He came back after half an hour, and the woman nodded happily. Now, again he started doubting. So before reaching his destination station, he wanted to give them one more chance. He got up and announced, "My stomach is bad. I am going to the toilet again." At this, the Englishman said, "Excuse me, sir. Please don't go. I finished my condoms. I had only two." Hello friends. Hope you liked yesterday's joke. Here is another one for you. If you like it, please subscribe and share. Let others also enjoy. Now, the joke goes like this. Two lovers were having dinner in a posh restaurant and having a small love quarrel. The girl was complaining, "You don't really love me. You show love only for sex. Your love is not pure." The man protested, No, my love is pure. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Even without sex, I will love you forever." The girl was not mollified. She said, "Really? You say so? In that case, tell me, if my body is cut into two halves at the middle, which half will you choose? The lower half or the upper half?" After thinking for a while, the man said valiantly, "Of course, your upper half, where your heart lies." She was happy, but didn't show it. Very clever girl. She pressed on. "And what will you do with my lower half?" "Oh, I will throw it to the dogs," he said rather regretfully. The man sitting at the next table got up and started barking. "Bow, bow, bow, bow." Hello friends. I hope you have started liking this channel. If you have not subscribed so far, please do so. Anyway, here is a joke for you today also. The joke goes like this. A villager had two young donkeys. They were brothers. The younger brother was not happy in the village, so he ran away and joined circus in the city, leaving the elder brother alone in the village. The elder donkey was a lazy fellow and he worked at his own pace. Therefore, his boss was always angry with him and made him work real hard. The food given to him was not good and not in sufficient quantity. His accommodation was in pathetic condition and did not give any protection from the severe cold and rains. The worst was his boss called him Gada, which he didn't like. He really hated it. But being a thoroughbred, cultured donkey, he didn't mind such insults and inconveniences. The only solace was the boss's daughter, who was a spirited village lass. She occasionally gave him some extra food and treated him fairly well. The only thing he didn't like about this boss's daughter was that she had so many boyfriends and she spent a lot of time with this young man. But our donkey was helpless in this matter. Anyway, one day his younger brother from circus came to visit him on leave. After spending a couple of days with the elder brother, he said, "Bro, what a life are you leading? Being a donkey does not mean that you should lead a donkey's life. Look at me. I get good food. I have fixed working hours, and nobody calls me a gada. They call me bloody ass in English. You come with me. I will recommend and get you a good job in the circus." The elder brother said, "Thank you, Chote. I am happy to see that your life is good and that you are enjoying in the city." He continued, "My life today may not be that good, but my future is bright here, I tell you." The younger brother was surprised. He said, "Your boss is treating you so shabbily and you say your future is bright. What nonsense." The elder brother kept quiet for a while and then said, "I'll let you into a secret. Please don't tell anybody now." He whispered into his younger brother's ears, "Listen, one day I overheard the boss shouting at his daughter that if she runs after the boys again, he will get her married to a gada. And you know, I am the only gada around here. That's why I said, my future is bright." Hello friends. Hope you have started liking this channel. If you have not subscribed so far, please click on the button subscribe and then on the bell button. So today's joke goes like this. In Russia, in the olden days, they say there was shortage of everything. Whenever people went out, they went with a bag in hand. And wherever they saw a queue, they stood in that queue and bought whatever was being sold. So one day, a lady found that someone was selling cucumber, that's our kheera, and there was a small queue. There were 3-4 ladies in the queue. So our lady also joined the queue. The first lady in the queue told the salesman, "I want half kg of cucumber. Please give me long and thick." The salesman selected accordingly, weighed, and gave it to her. The second lady said, "I also want half kg, but give me long and thin." She also got hers. The third lady said, "Please give me half kg, thick and short." So the salesman gave her what he wanted. Our lady, next in the queue, didn't say anything. The salesman asked her, "How would you like your cucumber, ma'am?" She said, "Makes no difference to me. For me, it's just for making salad." Hello friends. Hope you enjoyed our last joke. Please click on the bell button to subscribe. Here is another joke for you today. The joke goes like this. 8-year-old Tony went to his father's room and said rather seriously, "Dad, I'm getting married." Dad was amused, but he decided to play along. So he said, "Very well, but Tony, you know one thing. To marry, first you need to find a girl for yourself." Tony was ready with the answer. "Dad, I already have a girlfriend. You know Lucy, who comes to play with me. I have proposed to her and she has accepted." Dad knew Lucy and her parents. She was whole of 6 years old. Anyway, to humor his son, he continued playing along. He said, "Okay, she's a nice girl, but where will you stay after marriage?" "Oh," Tony said, "we will manage in my room. If we shift my study table out, there will be enough space for both of us." Dad was surprised at the meticulous planning of his little son. Again, he asked, "That's okay, but what happens after you have children?" Tony said, "Oh, that. We have been lucky so far. We take precautions, you know." Ha. Hello friends, here is another joke for you. The joke goes like this. As is the custom, a newlywed couple came to the bride's house to spend a couple of days with her parents. The parents were relieved to see that her darling daughter was happy. Her face was glowing with happiness. In just a few days' time, she has changed a lot, had become a new person. The mother and daughter spent some time, some happy moments together. The son-in-law was also a nice guy. They had dinner together and the couple retired to their bedroom. The parents also went to sleep. After some time, the father woke up, hearing some sound from the daughter's room. Are they quarreling? Looks like that. He tried hard to hear, couldn't make out anything. After a while, he heard his daughter giggling. Oh, he smiled to himself and went to sleep, relieved. In the morning, at breakfast, to make conversation and to tease the couple, the father asked, "You had a fight yesterday night? I heard you quarreling." The daughter blushed and went away. The son-in-law said, "Oh, nothing, Dad. We had a small fight about a pillow." "About a pillow?" The father was surprised. "We had kept extra pillows in the cupboard. You didn't see it?" "No, not that way. She was telling me that if we keep a pillow underneath, it will make a difference of half an inch. And I was telling her that it was not necessary." The father was shocked. Half an inch difference with a pillow? My goodness, how many miles I must have lost. Ha. Hello friends, I hope you started liking this channel. Here is one more joke for you today. The joke goes like this. A young man shifted to his new flat in a new locality. It was evening by the time he finished organizing his things. He was relaxing and watching TV. The doorbell rang. He opened the door and there was a lady. "Hi," she said cheerfully. "I live in the next door flat. Just came to find out who's my new neighbor." "Oh, please come in," the young man invited. The lady came in and sat down. They exchanged pleasantries and talked about the general things. She helpfully explained to him the do's and don'ts of this apartment. Well, it was getting late and it was going to be 8 o'clock. The young man was getting restless because he was in the habit of having a couple of drinks in the evening. But the lady kept on talking. Finally, he interrupted. "I'm sorry, ma'am. My kitchen is not yet functional, so I cannot offer you tea or coffee. Would you care for a drink with me?" "Oh, no issues. I too have a drink once in a while, so it's okay," she said. The young man was happy. He poured his favorite brand of whiskey in 2 glasses. He was adding soda into her glass, and to know how much soda, he looked at her and asked, "Tell me when." She looked into his eyes and said, "Well, right after this drink." Hello friends, I hope you like this channel. You can subscribe by pressing the subscribe button and then the bell icon. So here is a joke for you today. The joke goes like this. 4 men were traveling in a first class AC compartment. One was a simple looking elderly gentleman. The other 3 were young, smart and prosperous looking. After some time, one of the young men introduced himself. "I am so and so. I am an officer in the government service, holding an important appointment. And my wife is also an officer and in an important ministry." The second man said, "Pleased to meet you, sir. Somewhat the same is my case also. My wife and I are doctors. We are in private service and doing, well, not bad." The third man said, "Good to meet both of you. I am a lawyer practicing in the High Court. Anytime you need my services, please feel free to contact me. Here is my visiting card." He gave them the impressive visiting card. So, after the introductions, they settled down and, ignoring the elderly gentleman completely, They were into small talks, mostly boasting about themselves. Suddenly, they noticed the elderly gentleman smiling. The lawyer asked him, "Uncle Ji, we have introduced ourselves. You have not said anything so far. Please tell me about yourselves." The elderly gentleman said, "What to say? I am a retired person, going on holidays. Seeing the three of you, I just remembered my children. I have three sons. One is an officer in the government service, the second one is a doctor, and the third one is a lawyer. What a coincidence," he added. The three young men were surprised. "And Auntie Ji, I mean your wife, she's not coming with you?" one of them asked. "Oh, I never got married," the gentleman said. Ha. Hello friends, how are things? Getting bored? Here's a joke for you. The joke goes like this. Corporate companies prefer to appoint service officers at senior levels because of their leadership qualities, integrity, uprightness, discipline, and other qualities. So, after the war, one such company appointed a general officer at a senior level. After this officer joined, there was visible changes in the behavior of the top management of the company. They started coming to office sharp at 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody, even his seniors in hierarchy, tried to reach office a few minutes before the general arrived. They worked late hours. There was no lame excuses for not doing one's job. Everything went on smoothly. The board of directors, especially the managing director, was very happy. But there was a small irritant as well. At lunch break, after leaving the office at 1 o'clock, the general never came back. He came to the office only the next morning. But again, nobody had the guts to ask him. Finally, at the monthly review meeting, after the routine business was over, the MD showered praises on the general officer and complimented him for the changes that has come about. The general beamed with pride. "But, General Sir," the MD continued, "I have a small request." The general looked at him questioningly. "The thing is, after you go for lunch at 1 o'clock, you don't come back to the office," the MD said, "which is likely to set a bad precedence. Can you please do something about this?" The general removed his pipe, cleared his throat, and said, "You fellows come here at 9 o'clock and scratch your balls for 8 hours. I need only 4 hours to scratch mine because I have only one ball. The other was shot away in the last war. Ha.